Hi everyone, welcome to this week's quiz. This fortnight's quiz even. I hope you've all had a wonderful fortnight and are looking forward to another evening of quiz questions. So as usual, we'll be starting at about 8:05, so in just under 10 minutes. We're just starting the stream a bit earlier to give everyone some time to join who wants to join. So in the meantime, use this time to grab yourself a drink, get nice and comfortable, and have a look at the picture round. So this week, the pictures, they're all dingbats, that's the word, dingbats, of film titles. So you simply have to work out, sort of using a bit of lateral thinking, what films they're clues to. It's all clues to the titles. So yeah, there's that. Otherwise, feel free to say hello. Shouldn't be muted. Can everyone else hear me? Hi, Bram. You can hear me. Okay, Zoe, I think it might be a problem your end then, I was going to say, hello, Bram. Thank you for letting me know that. I was just about to type it just in case nobody could hear me. I know it does sometimes happen with issues, so if you refresh your page, then it might work. Yeah, my mic is definitely not muted because I did just briefly mute it. Oh, you're just a very good. No, don't say that because you're now actually making me nervous that nobody can hear me. Anyway, how is everybody? Have you all had a lovely fortnight? 45% remaining on my battery. That'll be fine. If I die on you at the end, never mind with me. Sorry. Okay, no worries, Zoe. Thank you for letting me know. Anyway, but yes, how was everybody's weekend? Did anyone get up to anything particularly exciting? Not that was a lot you could do. But, these things will open up a little bit more from today. It's looking like we can meet up with more people now, which I am looking forward to. I made s'mores over the weekend for the first time ever. It was delicious, absolutely delicious. Not very healthy. The amount of marshmallows I ate was atrocious, but it was very yummy. So that's sort of the highlight of my weekend. Don't know about anybody else. Evening, Andrew. We're not very happy with the time change. I don't know. It made today feel like it went very quickly at work because it got to 5 o'clock and it was still so light outside. It didn't feel like it was time to finish. But that was a bit of a pain losing out on the hour of sleep. Oh, and as usual, this was a bit of a last-minute quiz. I didn't finish writing it till about an hour ago, so always fun. Hi, Mum. I hope you are well. No, I spoke to you yesterday. I hope you're well since then. Yes. Oh, let's say we'll be starting the quiz in about 5 minutes. So, as I said at the start, use this time to get yourself nice and settled, nice and comfortable. Grab yourself a drink if you want to, and have a look at the picture round. So the pictures this week are all dingbats, making up film titles. You simply have to sort of lateral thinking or work out what the film title is from the clue. So sounds simple. Might be simple, might not be. Who knows? What one person finds simple, the other someone else might struggle with. So, who am I to say it's easy or not? But yes, I've just got a few minutes to wait. As I say, feel free to say hello as well if you would like to. No obligation, but it's always nice to see who is here. There we go. My laptop's got 45% battery remaining, so it should be fine. I might, if it does look like it's going to run out, I might duck away and grab my charger sort of more towards the end of the quiz. Most likely to be in a break if it does happen. But we'll be 8 so far, so not a bad crowd. We normally have a few more. So I want to say we've got just under 5 minutes till we're starting. Oh. Hi Declan. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Slowly getting there with the numbers. Slowly getting there. Seems we've sort of dwindled down over time to like a core group of people. So I know most of the time who's going to be here, who I'm expecting. You've got most people, but not everyone so far. So that's why we leave it till 8:05, to give everyone who wants to join time to join, just in case someone's running a little bit late. Evening, Chris. Oh, well, an evening, Yvonne, as well. Oh, thank you. I'm happy it's quiz time as well, even if, as I say, I was a bit disorganised as usual. Didn't finish writing it till today, but hey, there we go. Hi, Paul. Hope you are all okay. So we just got a couple of minutes till we're starting now. Why I suddenly got the Strictly theme tune stuck in my head. It's very much not the time of year for Strictly Come Dancing. My brain just sort of went ba 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 ba. The weird things that get stuck in my head. I do wish it was Strictly time though. Strictly always makes things fun. Just about a minute or so to go. So if you haven't already had a look at the picture round, now's your time to make a brief start on it. Won't have too long. Oh, hi Jill. I hope you are well. Okay, not long to go now. Hi Jill. So the picture round, if you look in the description of the video, there should be a link to a Google document. So that has the link. So that's the link to the picture round. Or if you are over on our Facebook page, I've also posted the link on there. Tell you what, I will also put a link in the video comments just in case you can't find it. And once I have done that, we'll make a start. Evening, Ian. So it has now ticked over to 8:05, which means it is time for us to start the quiz. So hello and welcome everybody. I hope you've all had a wonderful fortnight since the last quiz and are looking forward to another evening full of quiz questions and hopefully fun. So format this week is the same as it always is. So we've got 5 rounds plus a picture round. So I will read you 3 rounds worth of questions. We'll then have a brief break where you can finalise your answers, ask for any extra repeats if you need them. We will then go back and mark those first 3 rounds. We'll then read the last 2 rounds worth of questions. Again, have a brief break where you can ask for any repeats, etc. And then we'll mark those 2 rounds and mark the picture round. So your round themes this week, we're starting off as always with general knowledge. We've then got a round about classic children's literature. We've then got a round of what comes next. So I'll give you 3 items in a sequence. You have to tell me what the 4th one would be. We've then got a history kind of round. So you have to tell me the year certain events happening. Don't worry, you don't have to be spot on. It's I've sort of put a tolerance around all of them. And then the final round is a general knowledge answer chain. So I'll explain that one a little bit more when it comes to it, if you've not done one of my quizzes before, if you don't know what that is. And just briefly, before we start the quiz, just a couple of ground rules. These are the same as always, but just in case there's anyone who is new. So the first rule is the same as any sort of pub quiz. I want to know what you know, not what you're able to look up. So don't look your answers up. If you do that, you're just cheating yourself. The second rule is similar to the first one. It's please don't post your answers in the comments. Just write them down on your own bit of paper, on a Word document, something like that, not in the comments. If you put them in the comments, it means everybody else can see the answers, which sort of defeats the purpose for them. The third rule, pardon me, I got COVID tested today, so it's definitely not COVID. Just got a cough. Talking too much already without drinking enough, I think. Rule 3 today is I'm only human. It's sort of more of a caveat. I'm only human. I do occasionally make mistakes. If you think I've made a mistake, please let me know politely. If you shout at me, obviously, as I say, I'm human. I have emotions. It makes me sad. Please don't make me sad. So yes, just be polite if you think I've got anything wrong, or if you want any clarification, etc. And the final rule is just have fun. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. Just an evening of sort of light-hearted entertainment. And with that, we are ready to go. So if you are ready to make a start, then drop me a comment. Once a good group of people are ready, then we will get going. Awesome. A good group of people who have said they're ready. So question number 1 in your general knowledge round. What is the area in square miles of the City of London? And that being the sort of, the City of London being the sort of ceremonial county local government district. So question number 1 again, what is the area in square miles of the City of London? Question number 2, what is the official language of the Ivory Coast? Question number 2, what is the official language of the Ivory Coast? Number 3, what is the last word of the song Rule Britannia? So question number 3, what is the last word of the song Rule Britannia? Number 4, which character was played by Dame Maggie Smith in Sister Act? Number 4, which character was played by Dame Maggie Smith in Sister Act? Number 5, who wrote the novel The Silmarillion? So number 5, who wrote the novel The Silmarillion? And Silmarillion is spelled Silmarilion. I've spelled that correctly on my computer screen. That's how it's spelled anyway. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's it. Question number 6. What colour coats do Chelsea pensioners wear in the summer? So number 6. What colour coats do Chelsea pensioners wear in the summer? Number 7. What does the Blue Cross charity provide aid to? Well, the Blue Cross charity, which was founded in 19... let me start that question again, because the first time I missed out a section and the second time I screwed up. So question number 7. What does the Blue Cross charity, founded in 1897, provide aid to? Number 7 again. What does the Blue Cross charity, founded in 1897, provide aid to? Number 8. What is discrimination against the elderly known as? Number 8. What is discrimination against the elderly known as? Number 9. What event happened on the 14th of April 1912 off the coast of Newfoundland? So number 9. What event happened on the 14th of April 1912 off the coast of Newfoundland? Or Newfoundland. I can never quite remember how it's pronounced and whether it's different between the dog and the place. And number 10, what was the name of Blackadder's servant? So number 10, what was the name of Blackadder's servant? Okay, with that, we are at the end of round 1. So if you would like any questions to be repeated, then just drop me a comment, and I will repeat them for you. Of course. So question number 1 was, what is the area in square miles of the City of London? And that's city where the City of London where the C is capitalised. So it's the sort of administrative area. That makes sense. I felt like I needed to clarify that it's the administrative area with the capital C, ceremonial county. Hindsight, probably not the best question, but there we go. Okay, if nobody needs any others repeating for now, I'll move on to round 2. And then if you do want any repeating from now on, I will read them in the break. So round 2 is all about children's literature. So question number 1 is, name 4 out of the 5 children, so I want their full names, from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So question 1, name 4 out of the 5 children from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I want their full names, please. If you can name 2 of them, you get half a point. Number 2, which author wrote the famous 5 series of novels? Number 2, which author wrote the famous 5 series? Number 3, which character whose book has been adapted into a Disney film says the quote, "I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then"? So number 3, which character whose book has been adapted into a Disney film says the quote, "I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then"? Number 4, what is the first food eaten by the very hungry caterpillar? So, what is the first food eaten by the very hungry caterpillar? Number 5, what is Peter Rabbit's favourite vegetable? Number 5, what is Peter Rabbit's favourite vegetable? Number 6, what's the name of Matilda's classroom teacher in Roald Dahl's book Matilda? So, number 6, what is the name of Matilda's classroom teacher in Roald Dahl's book Matilda? Number 7, which of these is not a resident of the 100-Acre Woods in Winnie the Pooh? The A, owl, B, badger, C, Christopher Robin, or D, Tigger? So number 7, who is not a resident of the 100-Acre Woods in Winnie the Pooh? The A, owl, B, badger, C, Christopher Robin, or D, Tigger? Number 8, what is the surname of the children who travel to Narnia in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? So number 8, what's the surname of the children who travel to Narnia in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? Number 9, in which book would you find the characters Fiver, Hazel, and Bigwig? So, in which book would you find the characters Fiver, Hazel, and Bigwig? And finally, question 10, what rank is given to Max in Where the Wild Things Are? The A, Duke, B, Prince, C, Lord, or D, King? So number 10, what rank is given to Max in Where the Wild Things Are? The A, Duke, B, Prince, C, Lord, or D, King? And with that, we're at the end of round 2. So as before, if you need any questions repeating, then just drop me a comment and I'll repeat them. I'll give you about half a minute and then we'll move on to round 3. Of course, so number 3 was which character whose book has been adapted into a Disney film says the quote, "I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then." Okay. As I've not had any requests for any more, I will move on to round 3. So round 3 is called What Comes Next. So I'll give you a sequence of 3 things. You just have to tell me what comes fourth. If you can't tell me what comes fourth, but you know what the sequence is, you get half a point. So number 1, what comes fourth in the sequence alpha, beta, gamma? So number 1 again is alpha, beta, gamma. Number 2 is Chamberlain, Churchill, Attlee. So number 2 again is Chamberlain, Churchill, Attlee. Number 3 is semiquaver, quaver, crotchet. So number 3 again is semiquaver, quaver, crotchet. Number 4 is IVX. What's fourth? So number 4 again is IVX. Road, Community Chest, Whitechapel Road. So 5 again is Old Kent Road, Community Chest, Whitechapel Road. Number 6 is T for Tango, F for Foxtrot, S for Sierra. So 6 is TFS. So T for Tango, F for Foxtrot, S for Sierra. Number 7 is Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy. So number 7 is Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy. Number 8 is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. So number 8 is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Number 9 is Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee. So number 9 is Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee. And number 10 is George V, Edward VIII, George VI. Okay, with that, we are at the end of round 3, and thus at the end of the first half of the quiz. So if you've got any questions you want repeating from rounds 1 or 2 or 3, then let me know. Otherwise, I'll give you about 3.5 minutes, and then we'll come back and do the answers. So question 10 was George V, Edward VIII, George VI. Pardon me. So Zoe, okay, I'm going to say with that last round as well, obviously I've got the answer that I'm expecting. If you've got a different answer, but you can justify to me why it's a sequence, then I'll also let you have those points. I tried not to make any ambiguous, but you've said there's 3 solutions to. So, so yeah, if you've got a solution different to what I've got, but you can justify why it's a sequence, then you can have the point there. Round 3, question 2 again, of course, was Chamberlain, Churchill, Attlee. I nearly just said the full answer there as well. I'll give you about a minute and a half more. Okay, that's been plenty of time. So I will make a start and go through the answers now. So starting off with your general knowledge round, question 1. The area in square miles of the City of London, and that being the ceremonial county of the City of London, is 1 square mile. So it's a lot smaller than you might think. Number 2, the official language of the Ivory Coast is French. There's the Côte d'Ivoire. Number 3, the last word of the song Rule Britannia is slaves. Number 4, Maggie Smith played Mother Superior in Sister Act. Number 5, it was J.R.R. Tolkien who wrote the Silmarillion. Number 6, Chelsea pensioners wear red or scarlet coats in the summer. Number 7, the Blue Cross charity provides aid to animals. Number 8, discrimination against the elderly is known as ageism. Number 9, the event that happened on the 14th of April 1912 was the sinking of the Titanic. And number 10, Blackadder's servant was called Baldric. I realise I've not put in my answers, I've just repeated the question, so I'm glad I can remember that one. Number 2, round number 2 was the children's literature round. So question 1 was name 4 out of the 5 children in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and you need the full names to get the point. So the 5 children you could have had are Charlie Bucket, Augustus Gloop, Violet Beauregard, Veruca Salt, or Mike TV. So if you've got 4 of those, you get the full point. If you've got 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them, you can have half a point. Number 2, the author that wrote the famous 5 novels was Enid Blyton. Number 3, the character who says the quote, "I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then," was Alice for Alice in Wonderland. No bonus point for getting all 5. Yeah, so number 3, the answer was Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Number 4, the first food eaten by the very hungry caterpillar was an apple. Number 5, Peter Rabbit's favourite vegetable is radishes. Number 6, Matilda's classroom teacher was Miss Honey, or Miss Jennifer Honey. Number 7, the one from the list who was not a resident of the 100 Acre Woods was Badger. Number 8, the surname of the children who travel to Narnia in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is Pevensey. Number 9, you would find Fiver, Hazel and Bigwig in Watership Down. And number 10, Max is given the rank of King of the Wild Things. So D, King, is your answer. And then finally, moving on to round 3, the sequences round, or what comes next round. So question 1, you've got alpha, beta, gamma, delta. So these are the first 4 Greek letters. Number 2 was a little bit sneaky, so it's Chamberlain, Churchill, Attlee, Churchill. So these are British prime ministers from the start of the Second World War, but Churchill came back. Number 3, you've got semiquaver, quaver, crotchet, minim, and these are musical notes increasing in length. Number 4, you have I, V, X, L. These are Roman numerals increasing in size. Number 5 is, pardon me, Old Kent Road, Community Chest, Whitechapel Road, Income Tax, and these are Monopoly squares after go. Number 6 was TFSS, so they're the initials of the days of the week. Number 7 was Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, and these are US presidents in sequence going forwards in time. Number 8 is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and these are the first 4 books of the Bible. Number 9 is Whiskey, X-ray, Yankee, Zulu. These are the last 4 letters in the NATO phonetic alphabet. And number 10 is George V, Edward VIII, George VI, Elizabeth II. These are, pardon me, British monarchs up to the present day. So there we go. We are, with that, at the end of the answers for the first section. So if you are all ready, we'll make a start on the second half of the quiz. So just let me know if you're ready. Yeah, once a decent chunk of people are ready, we will get started. There were a few presidents in between them. Order of presidents voted in. Okay. Me look that one up afterwards. I'll let you know. Yeah. I'll look that one up afterwards and confirm for you and let you know. But round 4 is a sort of a history round. So you have to guess the year these things happened in. So you don't have to be spot on. Obviously, if you're spot on, that's good. But if not, there is a certain tolerance around. So if you're within a certain time period, you get 1 point, and a slightly wider one, you get half a point. I'll tell you what those are when we're going through the answers. In most cases, it's 5 years either side, and then 10 years either side. But there's some that are a bit smaller if they're more recent, for example. So number 1, which year is considered to be the official birthday of the internet? So which year is considered to be the official birthday of the internet? Number 2, which year did the English Civil War begin in? So number 2, which year did the English Civil War begin? Number 3, in which year did the Western Roman Empire end? So in which year did the Western Roman Empire end? Number 4, in which year did Beyonce release the single Crazy in Love? So number 4, in which year did Beyonce release the single Crazy in Love? Yeah, I never said that these were going to be similar sort of events. Number 4, in which year was the US Declaration of Independence signed? So number 4, in which year was the US Declaration of Independence signed? Number 6, in which year was William Shakespeare born? So number 6, in which year was William Shakespeare born? Number 7, in which year was Tutankhamun's tomb found? So number 7, in which year was Tutankhamun's tomb found? Number 8, in which year did Gatwick Airport open for commercial flights? So number 8, in which year did Gatwick Airport open for commercial flights? Number 9, in which year was the Magna Carta signed? So number 9, in which year was the Magna Carta signed? And number 10, in which year did the world population first exceed 7 billion people? So in which year did the world's population first exceed 7 billion people? Okay, so with that, we are at the end of round 4. If you want any of those repeating, then just let me know. Very quickly going to mute myself and duck away and plug my laptop in though, because it drained battery faster than I expected. There we go. Should be back now. So number 3 again. Of course, that was which year did the Western Roman Empire end? So that's the traditional Roman Empire. So the Eastern Roman Empire became the Byzantine Empire in this same year, I think, around the same time. Also, Prem, I've just looked up about Lyndon B Johnson. So he originally was sworn in as vice president when Kennedy was assassinated, but then a year later there was an election and he did get voted in. Okay. Let's say I've had no other requests for repeats, so I'm going to move on to round 5 now. So round 5 is an answer chain round. So if you're new to my quizzes, what the answer chain round is, it's general knowledge, but the last letter or letters from one answer make up the first letter or letters from the next answer. Could be 1, could be 2, could be 3 letters, but the answers overlap with each other. So you could theoretically write them all down in one unbroken chain. So hence the name answer chain. So question number 1, apples and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for what? So number 1, apples and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for what? Number 2, which song by Scottish artist Lewis Capaldi received the award for Song of the Year at the 2020 Brit Awards? So number 2, which song by Scottish artist Lewis Capaldi received the award for Song of the Year at the 2020 Brit Awards? Number 3, in geography, what is defined as a landform created by the depositing of sediment that is carried by a river as the flow leaves its mouth and enters slower moving or stagnant water? Bit of a mouthful, that one. So number 3 again, in geography, what is defined as a landform created by the depositing of sediment that is carried by a river as the flow leaves its mouth and enters slower moving or stagnant water? Number 4, what is the name given to the lowest possible temperature where no heat energy remains in a substance? Number 4, what name is given to the lowest possible temperature where no heat energy remains in a substance? Number 5, who conducted a televised interview with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which aired in March 2021? So number 5, who conducted a televised interview with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which aired in March 2021. Number 6, the main function of which facial feature is to prevent sweat, water, and other debris from falling down into the eye socket. It's also important to human communication and facial expression. So, number 6, the main function of which facial feature is to prevent sweat, water, and other debris from falling down into the eye socket. It is also important to human communication and facial expression. Number 7, Sir Steve Redgrave is the only sports person to have won BBC Sports Personality of the Year for which sport? Number 7, Sir Steve Redgrave is the only sports person to have won BBC Sports Personality of the Year for which sport? Number 8, what is the name given to an oblong block of gold, silver, steel, or other metal? So, number 8, what is the name given to an oblong block of gold, silver, steel, or other metal? Number 9, what name is given to an ancient Roman garment made from a semicircular piece of cloth draped over the shoulders and around the body that was typically worn over a tunic? So number 9, what name is given to an ancient Roman garment which was made from a semicircular piece of cloth draped over the shoulders and around the body that was typically worn over a tunic? And number 10, which novel and TV series was set in the fictional continents of Westeros and Essos? So, which novel and TV series was set in the fictional continents of Westeros and Essos? Okay, and with that, we're at the end of round 5, which means we're at the end of questions for this evening. So I'll give you a break for about 3 minutes. As usual, if you need anything repeating from rounds 4 or 5, then let me know. And this is your last chance to have a look at the picture round as well. You've got about half a minute left now. Okay, let's make a start on going through the answers now. So starting off, pardon me, with round number 4, which was the guess the year one. So as I said, you had to guess the year, but there is a bit of a tolerance around it. So if you're within a certain time frame, you get 1 point. If you're within a slightly wider frame, you get half a point. I'll let you know in each question what years you can be between. So number 1 was, what's the year that's considered to be the official birthday of the internet? That is 1983. So if you've got 1983 or anywhere between 1981 and 1985, you can have a full point. If you've got anywhere between 1978 and 1988, that's not covered by the first bit, you get half a point. Right, and we're banking on the tolerances. Yeah, that's why I thought I'd put the tolerances in. I thought it'd be a bit mean to make you be very specific on all of these things. Number 2, the year the English Civil War began. That was 1642. So if you've got anywhere between 1637 and 1647, you can get 1 point. Anywhere between 1632 and 1652, you can get half a point. Number 3, the year that the Western Roman Empire ended was 476 AD. So if you've got 466 to 486, you get 1 point. If you've got anywhere between 456 and 496 that's not covered by that first bit, you get half a point. Let's say the slightly earlier ones I gave a bit more tolerance to. So number 4, the year that Beyonce released Crazy in Love was 2003. So if you've got 2002, 2003, 2004, you can get 1 point. Or anywhere between 2000 and 2006, you can get half a point. Number 5, the year that the US Declaration of Independence was signed was 1776. Which I feel like if you know Hamilton, you might know that one. Anyway, so if you've got anywhere between 1771 and 1781, you can have the full point. Anywhere between 1766 and 1786, you can have half a point. Number 6, William Shakespeare was born in 1564. So if you've got sort of anywhere between 1599 and 1569, you can get 1 point. If you've got anywhere between 1554 and 1574, you get half a point. Prime, if you're 10 years out, for which one? For either of the last two, if you're 10 years out, you get half a point. Let's say if the answer was 1776 and you said 1766, then you can get half a point. Yeah. So number 6 was William Shakespeare was born in 1564. So if you've got 1599 to 1569, you have half a point. 1554 to 1574, you get half a point. Number 7, Tutankhamun's tomb was found in 1922. So if you've got anywhere between 1917 and 1927, you can get 1 point. 1912 to 1932, you can get half a point. Number 8, Gatwick Airport opened for commercial flights in 1933. So if you've got anywhere between 1928 and 1938, you can get 1 point. 1923 to 1943, you can get half a point. I'll come back to question 2 at the end, Mum, just to maintain the flow. Number 9, the Magna Carta was signed in 1215. So if you've got anywhere 1205 to 1225, you can get 1 point. 1195 to 1235, you can get half a point. And number 10, the year the world's population exceeded 7 billion people is slightly debated whether it was 2011 or 2012. So if you've got either of those, you can get 1 point, and half a point if you put 2010 or 2013. That's the one with the tightest tolerances because it's by far the most recent. Pardon me. And then the boundaries again for question 2. So 2 was the year the English Civil War began. So the answer was 1642. So if you put 1637 to 1647, you can get 1 point. 1632 to 1652, you can have half a point. And finally, moving on to the answer chain round. So number 1, apples and pears is Cockney rhyming slang for stairs. Number 2, the song by Lewis Capaldi that received the award for Song of the Year at the 2020 Brit Awards was Someone You Loved. Yes, actually going back to the round before, if you've got any of them spot on, I'll give you an extra half point as bonus. Feeling a bit generous. So back to this round. The answer number 1 was Stairs. Number 2 was Someone You Loved. Number 3, the geographical term, which is sort of the land made by depositing sediment in a river, is a delta. Number 4, the name given to the lowest possible temperature is absolute zero. Number 5, the person who conducted the interview with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex was Oprah Winfrey. Number 6, the facial feature is an eyebrow. Number 7, Steve Redgrave is the only sports person to have won BBC Sports Personality of the Year for rowing. Number 8, an oblong block of gold, etc., is an ingot. Number 9, that ancient Roman garment is a toga. And number 10, the novel and TV series that was set in Westeros and Essos was Game of Thrones. And then finally, the answers for the picture round. So picture number 1 is the Da Vinci Code. The elements there spell out Mona Lisa. Yeah, then it's computer code. Number 2 is Beetlejuice. Number 3 is Groundhog Day. Number 4 is The Curse of the Black Pearl. 5 is Lost in Translation. 6 is The Green Mile. 7 is The Matrix. 8 is Anchorman. 9 is Fight Club. And 10 is How to Train Your Dragon. So with that, that is all of your answers for this evening. So I hope you've all enjoyed yourself. Yeah, I hope you've all had fun. There's a film called Mona Lisa. Okay, if it, I've not heard of the film called Mona Lisa, but if it was, you can have a point for that. Yes, there is. So yeah, you have the point for Mona Lisa for number 1 in that round. There we go. As I say, I hope you've all enjoyed it, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time. So have a lovely Easter, everybody. Don't eat too much chocolate, or do. It's up to you. And yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. If you ever have any rounds that you would like to see, then drop me a message over on the Facebook page. I know I've said it before, but always worth a reminder. I struggle sometimes to come up with round themes, so if you do have anything you want to see, then do let me know. Yeah, otherwise I will see you in a couple of weeks. Have a lovely time, everybody. Bye.